Or not.
Let's get
You know,
nasty.
who cares? Yeah, let's get nasty.
Let's get nasty,
Let's
baby.
do it. This is going to be a good one.
It's Mirage, it's Furia, it's MIBR. Listen, of the 3 games we've had today, this is the one that absolutely has potential to be competitive. That is all that I hope. You know, there's blood on the line when it comes down to this one. We got csgo, the entry fragger, down on the A site here in the pistol. We've got Art playing on the other side of the smoke, and he's got a cheeky little execution before he dives back. csgo gonna play a similar moment here. Plays around the smoke, leaves these 3Ts stagnant on their approach to the bomb site, because despite crossing the bomb into the site itself, the other 2 players trying to support him don't really have positions to offer too much. But there is a headshot coming in versus Vinny. He's no longer going to be that front runner. A stalemate here for a moment, but Yell starts to unravel that hold from the counter-terrorist side. They line up above the stairs and then fall back with the bomb now being dropped. Things go from bad to worse because it's low HP for MIBR and it's numbers advantage for Furia. They could fall back or they could just seal the deal, and that is what they choose. Pistol round for Furia here on Mirage.
There's a concept I'd like to start talking more about, and that's using smokes to counter smoke. So here's where Art drops the smoke in front of the CT spawn, smoke that lands, and then uses it to kind of one way or just catch an angle, you know, to interrupt their pathing. Right after that kill, I mean, everything's pretty chill. They still have numbers, but they can't make any progress. They can't get to the outposts on the site to start fighting forward. They have no control whatsoever. And I remember I telling you last game, like, you can't counter smokes. They're like the one thing that can't be interrupted or dodged or whatever. When they're there, you have to respect them. But if you have a smoke yourself, you can turn it into a new object.
Fight fire with fire.
Exactly. And so I think that's something that has been used for a few years now versus jaCkz is dropping your own smoke defensively in the site. But I think that's something that is going to be used a lot more moving forward. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, man. You know, smoke grenades, if they're on your terms, you're assuming you know the lines, the angles, the potential threats and positions. But as soon as that weird smoke drops in your sight, you're like, what angle are they trying to create here? Yeah, exactly, you know? Man. There's a lot of ambiguity around a setup like that. And Yell is going to find himself a cheeky opening down here in Connector. Catches Art sleeping a little bit. He's just hanging out in the corners, hanging out very much alone, in fact. You know, there was the potential for that cat peek to come into the equation, but now with that kill, we see Furia fall back a little bit from catwalk into the depths of the B bomb site, from inside of the site towards the marketplace. And just as the numbers begin to group up outside of the smoke, ready for the B pop, that smoke grenade goes down, as does the follow-up. So both of the remaining B players for Furia really playing with the clock in this instance, and csgo is the one who's going to be tested. I like this position, bit of an off angle. That MP9, quick rate of fire. 15 seconds. Let's go. Flash over the top, csgo falls back, and he is blinded by that. It's Vinny inside of the site. He's going to have to mow him down with the MP7, but it doesn't work out his way. We've got a bomb plant. MIBR have cracked their way through. They've seeped through the seams of the B site. And that frag grenade's fantastic. Dude, it served as molasses. Junior glued to the floorboards, and the headshot from csgo, it is the forced buy back from MIBR. That was nice. They bungled it a bit, right? Because they get onto the site, and MIBR, they wait long enough that Vinny moves in. He was over in the market window. He moves in. He realizes there's no longer an opportunity to go via mid, even though they've already lost one member. They just have to get one more kill on the site, but they can't stop these deagles, man. These deagles are very, very strong. The 2 shots, body shots, as well as, you know, good, clean headshots if you have the aim, they can be hard to stop. And, yeah, csgo, Vinny, only 2 kills on the site hold. 1 more, and they stop the plant. Did a good job delaying for time. Oh, that flash, dude. Yell. Oh, poor guy. Jumps across, blinded. Whoa, what? Vinny, you're a troll. He is the Revolvo. He's the true champion of all of these random guns. He's always used the most amount of random. One of the first adopter of the Krimz. The first. Katowice 2019. Even earlier. Minor. Yeah. The minor. This man was on that. The Krieg and the AUG. Before the price was changed. The R8 Revolvo. How dare he? I mean, look, you want to talk about potential, you know, benefits of it? Incredibly high moving accuracy.
The weird gimmick with it is it takes practice because of the delay on the left click.
It's like a Quake gun.
I think, you know, it can shatter the eardrums of your opponents, maybe.
That's the benefit.
That thing is freaking loud. Let's see it tested. You know, AK is going to better it any day of the week. How about its counterpart? Its stable brother, the hand cannon of the Desert Eagle, csgo, working that sight box, hoping they walk out into him. And by shutting down one of these players, things are looking good towards mid. This lets csgo just focus it forward, but he can't hang on. Exit that looming threat from Catwalk. Man advantage up here for MIBR. Challenge inside of the ladder room, cutting off Art. So until Art succeeds, there's not much chance or real timing for Yuri to get into this gunfight. He's lost so much health, and we get that conversion. MIBR, a second success on the B side.
The amount of tension and pace in all of these duels is very exciting at the moment. It's a war zone coming here into the B site. All these close angles versus pistols. It's tense because, yeah, just like the pistols were so good at entering, they can be so good at defending as well. But Art couldn't connect. csgo couldn't connect. MIBR survived.
What are the odds that Vinny put on the revolver as a joke and then didn't realize he still had it equipped at the start of this game?
I bet he was death matching with it this morning. Because we know Vinny would. We know Vinny would use that gun.
No, Vinny would.
Yeah.
2 Mac 10s for MIBR, looking to rack up some cash versus just these unarmored USPs, and sure enough, kills coming in quite quickly. There is a player right down here at the bottom of connector. There was a single threat inside the A site, but that's Junior dead early. Look at this forward control from MIBR, man. These guys look like they've had that pent-up aggression, and they're finally able to punch someone in the face. So far, so good. csgo hiding out in the corners. Does he get a single kill? Oh, he's got them coming at him. Cello, Deagle, headshot. 3-1 start for the underdogs.
It's always a bold play. Yeah, they are the underdogs.
Double checking.
Yeah. It's always a bold play to pick Mirage versus Furia. It's always been a map they've been good at, even if they don't pick it. They've always had a weird veto where they pick Inferno a lot, even though they've never really had they're never insane at Inferno, even though they had some big wins. But yeah, they've just been kind of naturally great at the map. I mean, it's always fit. I guess it's always just naturally fit their playstyles and their players. They're very good on both halves. Art is a great cat player. And of course, they've got tons of different ways to open up entries. Fits nicely with their kind of individualistic playstyle and all their tactics. But here, this is a good tempo from MIBR. They might catch a timing if they're quick enough. Yeah, they do.
Called it. And Cello going to double down on that one. Yell even in the mix, and Bolt's perfect timing. So you just said catch a timing, Launders, and we see it come into fruition to perfection for MIBR. And then, I mean, dude, it unravels pretty quickly. Another instance of timing even by drawing the Opper off of Ticket into that peak, trying to seal the wound.
Yeah, even though it looks really unlucky, I should say, for Art. I would say if you pause that at that moment when Art was watching Connector and watching Window, if you asked him to guess when he'd see the next player, I'd say he'd probably say, you know, at least 5 to 10 seconds, not 1 second. Because if he looks away, then he's not really believing he's going to come back and see another player there. So they came down into Connector very, very quickly. And that's actually Furia's brand as well. It's breaking timings. So sometimes it looks like, oh, they're so lucky. Oh, they're so annoying because they're just like doing random stuff. Well, the idea is, you know, at a minute 25, you don't see someone often turn the corner at the top of Connector after just having a molly go down and the top mid nades, right? So it's a smart move, frustrating play against, and sometimes very volatile. And Art was watching it there for a second, but the timings will happen.
Oh. Ferociousness out the gate for MIBR. No reason to stop. They haven't even hit a hiccup. AK walk up from Cello yet again, looking for a target. We've got that player slipping into the side of Connector. That's Art himself, the only M4 in the mix for Furia. There's the MP9 for csgo and no Kevlar on the other 3 pieces. Ooh. So despite his opening kill, it's the trade frag back from Exit that really feels all the more important. And Yuri peeling back from the front of this bomb site, not wanting to get blown out of the water by a full hit. The execute looms. The op hunts. but there's no presence being shown from Furia whatsoever. They are silent on the CT side.
Yeah. They've got the pistols to hang back with. A smoke for this late round. Now just an overstack towards the B site. MIBR, as we can see, it looks like they want to go connector just because they have an A-ramp player on this lurk, but haven't fully made up their mind with the bomb at mid. And we'll probably follow the frags or just the, info. Maybe exit gets here.
Looks away and costs himself. But of course, evacuated A site, right? Which is ultimately the goal here for MIBR. So if anything had to go wrong, it was that. Leaves MIBR in a fine stance to take over the site, plant that bomb, and even give csgo a bit of room to work towards CT. Of course, M4 retrieved. kcsgo hands on it.
I have a smoke kit and a defuse kit.
And he has 2 pistol players right in front of him. They could overwhelm csgo and the Opper just behind him. Looks like MIBR want to play a little bit forward, but that smoke grenade, oh, the spray! Very strong. 1, 2, 3, count him and knock him down.
Damn.
Junior retrieving the MP9 in the meantime, but so be it. This is a 5th T-side victory from MIBR in the opening 6 rounds of play.
Whoa, that's not too bad either. Survive past the bomb plant with an M4 in hand on 1 player. So of course I meant to say a flash kit and smoke, I think, but that flash I don't think went off just yet because they didn't expect anybody to be this close in CT spawn. Attack timeout called for Furia. They've done some good damage.
It's all right.
The score line's against them at the moment, but they're buying up with some of the best weapons that you could ask for. 2 ops, 2 augs. One of the most friendly maps to augs is Mirage. I mean, you can almost justify 3 ops on this map with how kind of like individualistic it gets sometimes. But you obviously would never do that because of just like how dangerous it would be if you missed or whatever. Certain executes that come your way, not friendly to the retakes. But the augs, let me tell you about those augs. They're good in every situation. You can aug down mid, you can retake, you can be very mobile. And then we got Junior up front, in front of a connector. No smoke here? Oh my gosh.
It's thrown for him, but he had already given up the angle, didn't feel too confident in going back for it. Still finds a slight bit of gap to work with, and he hits that shot. Yell is tagged to 39. Incendiary into Palace, where there are 2 players, in fact, for the on-fire MIBR.
That looks uncomfortable, okay? Because, like, it's fine for him to stand here and his teammate smoking it or having it pre-smoked. Both would have worked to give him a better chance at hitting that cross.
There's the opening kill of round number 7. Junior v Bolts. csgo tries to swing out ever so slightly. Yuri's kind of pulled in 2 directions here, and there are 3 players, but he gets the better of the timing. csgo spinning on a swivel. But it's Yuri with a shovel, digs his grave. Slow 3v5, one of the slower rounds we've had to see out of MIBR because they are playing off the back foot. In what state will Furia stabilize if they do? Wallbang's good. Exit. One of the last few bullets manages to clip those wings, and Yell just had a chance. That would have opened up csgo's chance to push into this A site and then some. In fact, he is still primed for that. Junior's gonna drop a shot in from jungle. That looming threat of a Palace swing, that's gotta put pressure on the likes of Arc. He has a teammate just beside him, but the T's are on site. They get that bomb down despite the sniper shots zinging by. He's still locked in position, and Yell anticipating this cross from the CT spawn. It's Junior in with 1. Exit answers. Yell's still low HP from that earlier shot from Junior, but his patience could pay off. It could pan out. Exit's still peeled between 2 sides. He lines up a couple players, but he's not able to get the both of them. No, Yell back in, and he has to now dive out. He's gonna try to come at this from jungle. No, he's gonna go to catwalk. Oh, 4 seconds left on the defuse, and another missed shot, missed opportunity, defuse by the skin of their teeth.
Well, it couldn't have been played better there by Yell. Nice try. If he hit the shot, he probably would have won the round. There was no way to defend that plant after 10 seconds. Few seconds left to line it up. I would have said, 100% he wins that round if he hits that next shot. So good effort, good effort. Round saved largely by Junior and the amount of damage he did. He made every kill easier and had that opening impact as well. But overall, very awkward round here from Furia.
Yeah, man.
The setup was not that clean, and for the amount of presence that they had, it really didn't feel like there were any threats on the A site. The fact that they got a plant so easily is a bit worrying. But now that we're past it, we're on to another rifle round. We can see if they can clean up their act.
God, I mean, the end of that round, despite going the way of Furia, did not feel like it was the 5v3 just, 30 seconds prior. So the foundation seemed to be stable. MIBR kick out one of their legs. Balancing act here from Furia economically moving forward into this one. Art's playing around the smoking window. Soon that fades and he could decide to take a bit of a gander. cello has banned the man for the walkouts. One of his strengths. They know Art's in there, but he ejects ever so slightly. cello still hoping to find that angle. 50 seconds. Mid control belonging to MIBR, and there's the move. Art over the top of this smoke just finds that minute little angle, and it's all he needs to work his magic. A second even onto cello. How about a third? Art making mincemeat of the mid-hold. Furia, that is more like it. 5 players stand tall off the back of Art.
That's wonderful. Yeah, that was actually sick. And I mean, you saw him offhand the smoke into the molly, so he was kind of lucky to have found the angle there. Just over the top of it, the smallest little thing. But I think it's kind of clear right now for Furia what MIBR are trying to get out of the round. MIBR have had a lot of success here in mid, fighting into connector and trying to play around these smokes a little bit better than Furia. But it's good that Furia are staying nice and confident. Junior gets another opening kill. And of course, Art and Vinny finish the round off. But yes, I was gonna say, hopefully MIBR don't try to consider doing the same tactic again, lest they look like a one-tone team.
Vinny with the apartment's wallbang. Incendiary to the face. Ooh. Vinny's gonna get himself a second kill already. Third potentially. Sure enough. Headshot into Shiz. Frag grenade, good damage. Bolts halfway down. And Art's got another frag now, but it's already finished. CeRq closing with the double kill, and Furia closing the gap. 4 rounds to 5. MIBR leading by 1.
Oh, that's a nice spam wallbang. Tough way to die. Don't even get to play the round for exit. And when your first guy doesn't get out, nobody else has a chance. A lot rests on that guy to create space and try to distract the crosshairs from looking up at the windows. But yeah, it's tough. You get spammed down the back of halls. They already know what you're gonna do. You try to push forward with the exec, to stay in good faith with your IGL's call or whatever, and it just falls flat. Not a fun place to be. Now, they could gamble on mid-control again on this following round, but before they think about what their next tactic will be, they've got to save up here and maybe score another deco win. But who knows?
This time with no armor.
Yeah.
Actually, a couple pieces in there. A couple kits of Kevlar. Helms on the head.
I'd really like to see what happens the next round. They try that default towards mid again with the fights on CAD, connector. If it'll be easier for Furia or if MIBR have any new tricks. Another walk up into connector. Timing?
He's got it going for him. Look at this.
Oh my God.
And he's gonna play it to perfection. Executes the first and then dives into cover because he has some fruits for his labor. AK picked up, but now gone. Yuri knows he's going to be challenged, and a very strong reposition. Anticipates that clamor up from cello. Vinny even headshotting bolts. So a great moment for Yell. And had he been able to snap back towards Palace, which he knew was going to be the tougher of the two, I don't blame him for taking the easy way out. Yuri, strong recovery. This isn't entirely out of the realm of possibility. We've got 2 players tagged up, and then csgo on the opposite side of the map. But he creeps and crawls into the opening where Yuri is going to stop him. 3 kills for Yuri.
Such a smart player. I mean, every single player thought he was in a different position. So sneaky.
It's like the boogeyman.
Yeah. Such good rifle work. And it is just versus the deco, but they needed to survive that. Now that we're all tied up, so I'm so interested to see where the game plan will take us for MIBR, if it's going to be a full A or B, or if they're going to go back to another default. Looks like they feel like they've got a couple more tricks.
Looking to again unravel with a tempo. Off shot deep. Art sees a second. Can't manage that one. But cello will be killed by Vinny, who takes to the top ropes of the catwalk. Drops on him with the elbow. Furia looking to grease up this machine. Starting to play quite slick off of each other. I feel like, you know, what was at once a more passive hold back, now starting to go tit for tat in terms of mid-aggression.
It would almost be hypocritical of Furia to not be comfortable playing against this tempo.
Sure.
Right? So good to see that they look comfortable doing it. I don't even know how Arc got out the window without getting spotted like that.
Gun goes dry.
Oh, he didn't have the bullets.
No, sir. And Junior doesn't have the cover, so he's taking a risk and he knows it. You saw that hesitation with the attention towards the palace, but nice clean headshot with that off. Ooh, csgo back with a second. Speaking of headshots, he's got 2 of his own, and we get ourselves a solid 1v1. Now Shiz, he's got 3 kills to the tally already, and he's gonna have to cross over with it being held by csgo. Attention turned to the wrong direction. Furia are on fire.
That's one of the moments I really like Furia, where like sometimes it's too aggressive in the sense that it's like, oh, why did we give up that trade? But in other times, because they never fully respect their opponents, they create openings like that. Like, they let the bomb go down on default, and it's a very, maybe 60-40 1v1 against csgo, but it decides, I'm just going to get this info soon, and finds a way to take that fight and end the round early. Not only denying the bomb plant, but yeah, saving himself from having to play that out slowly. And that would have been a huge tragedy to lose this, especially after what we just saw at the top of connector, because Yuri was holding on to a very strong angle, very CT-sided angle, to stop this connector presence, and just forgot to reload, or didn't reload sooner, or was too scared to reload for that entire time. I imagine he just didn't realize how few bullets he actually had. But now that round's won, it looked a lot less decisive by the end of it than it actually was. It was early trades at mid, mean that MIBR's playbook clearly has run a little bit thin, and I guess it's kind of up to them to show Furia that it's they've got a few more tricks up their sleeve, because right now they seem incredibly adamant about taking over mid control, winning that opening duel that way, but now they're getting even more outplayed early in those early round situations with their kind of default mid nades and explosion toward connector.
Yeah, mid's really become the battlefield of these first 11 rounds. At first it was MIBR charging through the empty fields. Now Furia have dug a few trenches. Quick little player reconnection. The guys have dropped from the server. They're already back in it, so please, this won't be long. Round 12 of the first half. Furia leading 6-5.
Junior's looking good.
Junior's looking good.
His performance definitely hasn't been great on Furia in terms of just pure fragging power, and he's an opper. It's not like he has a kind of a way out of the stats conversation. They do matter for him, and but it is true. I think if there was one, if I, obviously, if I could join any pro team, like Furia would be at the bottom of the list. Like in terms of how intimidating it seems to get into their system and just play with them. It feels like there'd just be so, I don't even know. It just seems so intimidating, the amount of stuff you'd have to learn. And just that unique chemistry you'd have to have with like players like Art, for example. I mean,
100%, man. Not to mention all the pressure that I think's in the back of your head. Like, you're the reason Furia stopped communicating in Portuguese.
Dude, seriously.
Like I'm right there with you, man. A very difficult thing for somebody who was looking for their one big shot on a tier 1 team.
Yeah.
Peyton Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Opening kill for him.
If there's anyone who can do it.
Eagle jumps out from the palace, and Yuri gonna fall actually at the hands of Bolt's Desert Eagle. Vinny comes out wide from the smoke, and he too taken aback. So these Deegs working out for MIBR. We may have another tie game on our hands, because this positioning from Furia Looks like it could transition to a save. We shall see. Tons of utility for the retake still. Low HP on 3 of the 4 terrorists. And we do get this long con coming out from Yell, wrapping back around towards middle, where he tried to play his post plant previously. This time with lesser weaponry and a bomb plant on the side for ramp. So csgo drops that AK, now even numbers, but these T's post plants, they're all in different directions, so Furia's fighters have to look in so many different spots. The defuse nearly slipping through, but that is not the case. Off the back of the pause, we've got MIBR with electricity out the A site at a tied game at 6 apiece.
As deagles are insane, man. I mean, yeah, so the push through the jungle smoke to try to stop it, and then immediately everyone swings on full alert. I mean, it's always a risk for Vinny, so you can see shadow advantage for the players watching. It's always tempting if they don't molly it to try to go through with a push like that, especially losing a player. But yeah, I mean, all it takes is 2 shots these days, and you can lose. So another deco that goes the way of MIBR. And as we round out this half, it doesn't even matter how we win the rounds at this point. Maybe we could say Furia got a bit unlucky at first and their game plan was better, but the only thing that matters is the actual numbers at the top of the screen.
Oh, you can't help but feel for Art. He gets tagged to 25 health. He's stranded in underpass. He knows that fight's coming. He hits the dink, but it's not an AK, and so csgo gets away, 11 HP. Now he's that weak point for the opposing side, and CeRq obviously knows this, but if he were to peek out here expecting one guy on 10 health, he's gonna get a face full of lead. Not the best of positions for the A1S, but he gets the first easy execution. Exit anticipates that bit of a swing. Junior posted, and a teammate just beside him. Now we get this walkout from boltz. Curious situation.
Oh, if Vinny could have heard them if he didn't run out of top mid, but also boltz catches that cross and is in a position to also, you know, get in front of the murder hole. We'll see if he just sits and waits or not. Yeah, there's not going to be a real way in here for a junior.
No, sir. Barrel's going to give him away. There's the execute. boltz knew that he had become the playmaker, that he had that power position, calls the team to come back, and it's perfect. They've got the utility to block off connector, which could have been Vinny's route back in. And on top of that, before they even, confirm it all, that murder hold execution. A 7th round for MIBR. So they will be taking the lead on the T side with potential for even more. Vinny's going to ensure that him and his teammate can fall back away from this, looking to hang on to the 2 guns because money is an issue.
Yep, we got a smart lurk and some good trades, and plan towards mid. I think they catch. It's Art and underpass.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's Art and underpass. He's been down there a lot, as he usually is, but he's died. I think 2 times, maybe won his trade 2 times, and has been a very important figure when he's either killed or lost for either team. First duel was nice. Trade was even better there for exit. I mean, no damage done to CeRq, so he could have very easily gotten 2. No one would have batted an eyelash.
I feel like MIBR are playing out of a discotheque.
Yeah. They got the streamer set up. Yeah.
Floodlights. Like, I'm almost expecting if they win this series, or maybe even this map, like the disco ball falls from the ceiling.
The tile opens up.
Strobe lights start popping. They're preparing for a party. And they'd have a reason to celebrate. Eliminating Furia, of course, as this showdown does not have a lower bracket. A cutthroat format here at the Blast Spring Showdown. And a cutthroat situation for Furia because they put it all on the line. They invest with what they can. 2 MP9s, Deagle, AK, and of course, that op for Junior.
Recently, Art has hit peak form. Had his best map on record versus Astralis last week. Over a 2.0 rating. And then almost simultaneously in the next map, Vinny had his.
Yeah.
And so both of them have been kind of showing flashes of peak form simultaneously. It's been very weird because even though Junior's form overall has not been great, they've just totally made up for it. And because of how volatile our position is on this roster, when he has a good game, it has tremendous impact.
Almost came around that corner. Art versus cello.
It's one way to cover a friend. Do they know about Junior, though, or were they just trying to check?
I don't think they know.
Yeah, because they killed Art, so... usually the guy who was there. He gets away with 1.
Now csgo not working with the better weaponry. Shiz the front runner. Nice position, and he gets that quick headshot. I say the lesser weaponry, but the MP9 still capable. And of course, csgo competent. He falls back onto an angle we've seen him play before, and Junior had all the warning signs. Saw the barrel from Yell. It's predicted and punished. Furia tying this game at 7. It's anybody's lead to take, leading us into the second half. A very back and forth game that leaves Junior at the top of the scoreboard and making the difference here in this 14th round. As you said, they killed Art with the deagle bottom mid. They would not have expected a second guy, the sniper, in the underpass.
And it's like a million different one-ways with all of these site holds. Art off of connector, Art CT spawn, csgo using a one-way there over top of the smoke in by the van. Seems like they're timing these things very well. And Art goes underpass
right back at it.
One more time, but he's also successful.
And looked like he may have missed that exit. Could have killed him quick, but he recovered the spray. And he only took 27 points of damage for it. So all things considered, Art going to be very happy with this 5v4. He had just for a moment played the bench to keep eyes towards top mid. No contact shown from MIBR. They try to come back through the underpass. At least one. The other players grouping up outside the A site. We'll see how the defense contends. As we've said, these defensive smokes to offset the executions. One in the middle right now from Yuri, and he's not alone. We've got Art on Firebox. That op of Junior responsible for both connector and the ramp, kind of floating in this position. Missed smoke on the play. It plumed on the roof. And yet Shiz still able to find himself one. Hot trade from Junior, and Art's gonna activate, gets all the closer. Misses the snap. Now the play falls onto the shoulders of Art, and he can't get himself a second. 2v2 to close this first half. And sure enough, Vinny's got it back in the hands of Furia for now. Chip damage VL. And a bomb plant, desperate in the open. There is no challenge. They let him have that. They offer the post plant so that this long flank can get itself into position.
Oh, this is interesting. It's planted default. So Yell is trying to gimmick this, sell that they see the bomb and expect him to be somewhere else. But he has to get a kill off of this play and then move in for the 1v1. But it doesn't seem like he's going to be offered that up. And as Vinny and csgo have a connection now, so the bomb can get defused and full focus can be on it.
No smoke.
This will be tough.
He goes out, he plays it forward. Oh, swapping to the nade could cost him. Vinny sticks the defuse all the way through, and the frag wouldn't have been enough regardless. We get that 2-round close coming out of Furia from 5-1 to the side of MIBR to a lead after the end of their defensive half. We'll be back after the break.
Hey guys, welcome back to Whose Frag Is That? I'm Rob4 and joining me is Alexi B.
I've watched some of the episodes and I think I've done pretty well. So I'm confident.
Okay. Well, this is a whole new episode. This is your first time giving it a go. You've seen some of the episodes, you've done well, but will you do well this time? So if you're ready, let's play the first frag.
Let's play. Is this a joke?
This is no joke. Who is this, Alexi? You got it.
100% me.
This is really smartly played.
Oh my god. It's my frag.
It's your frag.
No wonder I got
You're like, this is like deja vu. I've seen this before. I've definitely seen this one before. Off to a, I would say, quite a good start. So let's watch frag 2.
Guardian.
Yes. Guardians. I was going to say everybody knows this one. I mean, it's iconic, right?
You want to get some points for the fastest answer ever?
You will have a fastest answer ever leaderboard, and Alexi, you'll be #1 so far because you saw the first kill and you're like Guardian. Well, you've not used any clues yet, so you can still get free bonus points if you continue not using them. but you still have one more frag to watch. So let's give that one a go. With the scout. A few players come to mind when you see the scout. He's quite erratic, and he's like sort of looking all over the place, but ooh.
As soon as I use the clue, it's like it's gonna be niko anyways. But yeah, just tell me the team, I guess.
Na'Vi.
Yeah, simple.
It is simple. It is simple. Let's just recap. You got all the frags correct and only needed one clue. So that gives you a score out of 5 out of 6. I like your confidence paid off. Your confidence at the beginning was like, I'm going to do well, and you did do well. So yeah, congratulations, and thank you so much for playing. And guys in Twitch chat, thank you for guessing along, and thank you for watching.
A back and forth affair here for the Brazilian Bonanza. It is Furia with the one-round edge as they take to the T side of Mirage. Launders, what are your takeaways of our first 15?
A bit one-tone from MIBR, but still they looked good from a trading and spacing perspective. They clearly had good aim. They won 2 deco rounds, but Furia up to snuff. I think in the rifle rounds looked really good. And at first, seemed like they didn't wake up on the right side of the bed, but quickly got their act together. So very much looking forward to the second half.
A little bit of aggression of the catwalk exit on the receiving end. This is a solo mission from Art. Everybody else coming in from the B-apps. Yell pulled between 2 directions. Now it falls on bolts. First few shots astray. A flawless pistol, so it seems so far. Cutting through that defense with the execute as well. Smoke on the windowsill. Furia's offense. Is it too much to handle?
I think it should be. I think of both, you know, this in the series in general, Furia should be looked at as the favorites. I did pick extra salt to beat Spirit, so maybe nothing I say matters, but I believe in the O supremacy.
The O supremacy. Maybe nothing we say, maybe nothing of any of us matter, Mohan. You ever thought of that?
None of us matter? Yeah, that's true. We are beasts on a rock, spinning through space into infinity.
That sink in for a moment the next time things don't go your way. Like this pistol didn't for MIBR. Laughs and smiles, that's all we can do. Buy up from the Furia camp, of course. Man, that one wasn't even quite close. I think that first cat kill really started to unravel the B site. You could see Yell trying to get himself into the corner of Arch.
What do you think be hookah-like means?
Be hookah-like?
Yeah. Sheesh.
Sheesh.
I don't know. It said that on his hat. Did you see that?
Yeah, be hookah-like.
Be hookah-like.
Rip fat clouds.
Double apple for life.
Skirt. On the rocks. Remember when we could share hookahs with our friends?
Can't wait to hug my homies when all this is over.
Flashbang prime for the V-pop. Molly out towards Van. Vinny's got that opening kill, and the MAC-10's good. Didn't even see, like, Exit was prepared for it. And that's what it's like sometimes to play versus Furia. These teleporting MAC-10s pummel and push and pry, and they never seem to stop. So similar to the first round, we get that B hit, it comes in quick, and this time, of course, they had a massive weapons advantage.
Part of the charm
go through.
Yeah, part of the charm on Mirage is just not that expensive. You can really put a strat together with very weak guns, even just a MAC-10, a couple of flashes, some deagles, as we saw from MIBR. There's tons of ways to jimmy rig around, basically. So now MIBR here in the footsteps, trying to punish the exits, and cello, some success. Can he get another kill? Because that means there'd be a lot of money. Wow, off the railing.
Is there any feeling worse than trying to run away from a frag at 2 HP?
And running into it.
You just can't get away, man. That homing missile, perfect bank.
Yeah.
That's like watching professional billiards.
Why'd you say billiards?
I don't know. What's the right answer?
I don't know, it's just a scientific word, but I've never. It's like you always see it, but you never say it. You know, it's one of
I
those things.
felt smart enough to say billiards, but not posh enough to say snooker.
Well, 2 different games, but
Well, I take back what I said about intelligence.
I've probably said billiards once or twice in my life.
See if that scout can find its footing this time around. 3 members of the MIBR camp grouped up on B. kcerq, similar scenes, running rampant, ravenous through the first one. But csgo puts an end to it. From inside of that bomb site, position will be called. So be it, says Furia. We'll go ahead and take the A site. That's what we wanted the entire time. Maniacal laughter.
Okay. Now narrate your own maniacal laughter. 1 deagle down. CT is controlled. The flanks in play.
It's an ambitious jumping scout shot. Coupled with the flash, perhaps, he can make that magic happen. Exit goes down. It's not 1 or 2, but 3 CTs down here. Now only the solo hold from Art. Oh, Art, don't you dare.
Wow.
Art, don't you do it. Butterfly is out. And the spinal slice to close. 1,500 smackers.
And we got to ask for the comms for that round, right?
Of course.
Yeah, hopefully. Guys, don't shoot. Can you do art accent?
I don't think I can.
Okay.
No, I don't wanna...
It's not like super strong. I just can't even do it at all.
Yeah, it's very subtle.
Yeah.
Buy back up. Let's see it, MIBR. It's your time to turn this around, okay? Pistol win, conversions, similar scenes back to back to back. Coming out of Furia at the start of this T side. Let's see if things have to get more elaborate. I think they'll only need to if we can see MIBR do what was done to them, right? You need to be able to stop this initial tempo. And yet again, Art challenging from the catwalks. He hits his headshot but doesn't quite connect the kill. Exit just overwhelmed. And bolts. Well, he's gonna lock this one down. Tightens up on the backside, and it's just the double that he'll get. Yell with a teammate. No, 2 teammates beside him. Vinny moving forward. Encroaching all the closer. There it is, and he gets himself a second. Sketchy situation. 1v1 is done, because Yuri's got the clutch.
Oh, man, it's always so exciting. But, oh, man, does it seem so frustrating to play against. If there's one thing I think that defines Brazilian Counter-Strike to me the most, besides, like, kind of like the aggressive retakes and, like, these aggressive tactics that they always use, it's the shoulder peaks. I think famously, like, you know, coldzera shoulder peaks. Like, when they were fighting bolts there, I felt for him so bad. I was like, on X-ray, you could see which fight you want to take. X-ray's off, you just don't know who's going to peek you first. It's so frustrating to flick back and forth, and they're so good at being aware of how much space they're taking up with their bodies. Yeah, luring you into spraying too early. Smoke mist in the window. They'll refresh it with a Molotov, but they got a fast strat, though. Won't require too many grenades.
All the rounds to miss that smoke, so be it. But they've still got deagles. And Yell keeps it 3v3. Junior, he's going to sniff out the catwalk. See what may come at him. Bomb planted for his direction, so strong spot in this post plant. Got a man on ramp. And Yuri with a chance to just reposition. Even has a safe haven for the reload here. But boltz has already crept outwards, and he almost found a player with his head turned. Great grenade coming out from Exit, but Junior in the mix. Not going to play the element of surprise, but what could be surprising is an AK in the hands of Yell. Now that's a fair fight over towards mid, but Vinny comes in with a clean, crisp headshot on Exit, and Yell taking his leave through CT as Furia find 13.
Yeah, apart from dropping the smoke, it's a nice little anti-eco strat, fast up connector, Mac 10 delete. Good trades there, even though that was pretty much a worst case situation. Nice crosshair placement from Yell. Instant first bullet headshot on that spray. And we will move on forward, but it seems like the light at the end of the tunnel is waning here for MIBR. Not sure if they can make it. Furia are in full force. They haven't dropped around so far this half, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Sorry, I was drinking.
Yeah, no worries. I think Furia need one too. MIBR, actually.
Depends on what we're sipping.
Furia play like they're drinking. MIBR need one.
Unstoppable forces of nature.
Exit looks pretty sharp, but also lost a little bit. On the B site, he's playing the same spot over and over again by get right, which is a normal position to play, but you know, a few different ways to approach Cat. Don't know what they talked about in terms of their protocols, but versus the full B execs, he's not really having the impact I think he wants to. And yeah, it's not an easy spot to play, but he's going to have impact if his team is going to win rounds, because a lot of these rounds are ending up on these Cat splits.
Art,
yeah, he sneaks by again.
Oh, there it is, cello.
There's another player though.
Yeah.
Wow, they went with 2.
Yuri gonna have to replicate Art.
Wow, this is interesting. He could have actually just gone up Cat and tried to fight, but
he makes it. Could have just stayed perched on the crow's nest. Cello comes out, drops Junior.
They certainly hurt him. Bomb is in a reachable position.
Yeah, chilling at the bottom of mid. Smoke grenade trickles down onto the top of connector. Cello is, I'd say, like the pain point here for Furia. He's taken down a couple players, and they still haven't been really able to find a way beyond it. Oh, but then csgo finds him with his back turns, just creeps out through the smoke. And that Molotov's gonna push Shiz off of his position. This could open a road for the T's to cross over. You see it by way of Vinny. Eventually that Cat challenge could come out from exit. Vinny, he's gonna go prying with his eyes to CT spawn, 12 HP. Another molly goes down, but they could still challenge this bomb plant, and sure enough, boltz does exactly that. He screws him over, and exit getting that third as Yuri, even though he was kind of that front runner after Art died, never had a chance to get himself into the fight. He was smoked off in jungle. He just lived inside the windowsill. This round has cello's name written all over it.
Yeah, it's a really fantastic round between him and boltz. If not for boltz, that actually could have gotten out of hand. If boltz didn't decide to make this kind of audacious push and take out csgo in the back as well. But cello also almost put the round into jeopardy by not just thinking. They've all got perfect spots. Oh, that's an insane pick.
Okay.
Wow, he had to flick upwards into Yell, who was waiting for that opportunity, and now instantly mid control is overrun.
And at least it was for the moment.
Oh,
exit.
That's a B player though.
Could have gone in.
That's a B player.
Now the bomb's back in top spawn, so unless they completely slaughter what's left here of MIBR, they are going to have to backpedal their play at some point. csgo didn't find that timing, but little does he realize the B site open for the taking. Now, the big play launders is cello around through T-spawn. They've got both the bomb sites, but no bomb.
Wahoo!
Youpee! boltz gets the better of it. Dude, they've got B. Now, there's a T flank from cello, but a T flank upon that. Vinny's gonna...
Oh my god.
Oh, he comes back!
Wait.
This is a crucial duel, and if cello just slams him with the Deeg shot, then that's it. And Shiz, he's trying to get into the mix, but down he goes to the hands of Art. Cello, he's got the bomb, but not much more. No teammates and no guns, and no real fight in this one.
God, that was awkward.
What a weird round.
I really think they should have simplified. If they didn't think it was a B stack and they had csgo at the end of halls and they knew that exit was in the window, probably shouldn't have overthought it too much, but maybe they thought it was some kind of bait. Either way, they recover, land on their feet. Oh my god.
Dude, Art is on a tear.
Yeah, and just recently. I mean, there are a few players on HLTV with more inconsistent swings. He has so much variance over the course of months in terms of his overall stats, but right now he's on a huge uptick.
And that's a scary Art to play.
Yeah. Because even when he doesn't have the stats, his team still can win. His stats actually just don't matter. His impact is always there almost. But when he gets the kills in the high volatile spots, I mean, that's when he's extremely disruptive.
Forward pushing here from the seat. They just got by. I feel like Art just caught the tail end of that. Oh, he looked away for a second, and it costs him. Vinny's going to come up from Palace, sees the shoulder of Shiz. Cello, well, his position, Molotov'd out, and he's still able to drop Yuri on the retreat. Can't quite catch a second. No, sir. Junior's out from the staircase, and the counter-terrorists scrambling from their spawn. Yell welcomes them in. Try it. Challenge. But with the flashbang, he comes back at it. Junior with one. Yell, he sees this player back by Firebox, but he's got to give him a moment to breathe. He has to offer this. boltz plays in from connector, and Yell, well, now he's got himself across. There's no way for Vinny to get inside of this site. Vinny just wants to be able to hold an angle towards CT, I think.
No reason not to wait. So you can see the CTs are dispersing a bit.
Bomb's gone. csgo not quite sure what kind of moves he can make. They take Vinny off of that palace position, put him into the ramp. Now remember, the bomb is not planted for Vinny whatsoever. It's not him that you want left in this 1vx clutch. boltz scouring the bomb site, searching the battlefield, and he's gonna find csgo first and foremost. There's the frag. Yell, he sees him, he's got him locked in position, and he closes that gap with the kill. Yell, no time. Despite the frags, it's Furia finding 15.
Oh, what a shame. Almost had it. Almost had it. I mean, won the 1v1. Vinny didn't know that he didn't have a kit. Played it like he did. And because the bomb was planted default, there was obviously the opportunity, as you were outlining there with a firebox player, but couldn't lock it up. Wow, a crazy couple of trades there. Very tight.
It's like 4 guys on the same angle. Trades back and forth. Bomb offered. The time is of the essence. And the margin of error now non-existent. 7 map points for Furia to close.
Yeah, they're playing really well. I mean, it's hard to say anything else. It's not a hard map it's not a hard map in general. It's a map they're very good at normally. If I remember correctly, it's a map Junior's always liked on Triumph. And
he gets shooken up, he fixes his curls. Like, yo, come on, man. I'm trying to style on him.
I love you, coach, but come on.
Let's see if they can close quickly. Whether MIBR still have some bite. They've got the guns at the very least. You don't want to see pistols scrambling to keep up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nice damage, man. Frag grenades into the ramp. Vinny and Art, so damn low. 50... Oh, I should have done math. 52 HP between them. Smooth.
Smooth as rocks. They canceled so hard. They actually might have been able to get away with that, because I don't think there was actually anyone watching the smoke after the nades came up. But you can't blame them for going for the hard cancel. MIBR don't know how much unconfirmed damage they got to start off this round, but you better believe it's going to matter, especially in a position like this. One of the most underutilized spots, I'd say, for the CT side, just because of the way you can get into ladder room and cover cat, watch underpass, watch under window, and pretty much every single one of those angles is very CT-sided. They take a look up into the halls. They catch a timing on Cello. Yuri puts a bullet in his head, and he's really, really low, which makes 3. But this is their mid player.
One of those situations where, like, you think you'd still rather be MIBR, and maybe now that comes into fruition. Yell anticipating Junior's peak, but also thinking about that gap. You got 3 guys inside of jungle.
1 MP9 to stop him.
15 seconds. They've got 10 seconds to spare. Now Junior's just as tagged as his teammates. Yeah, they're gonna get ripped up. You've got 3 guys joined at the hip, trying to get through without being hit, but time, that's the biggest issue.
Thought he could plant for a second. Oh my gosh. Okay. Saving the window. Wow, this is almost a way too lucky round for Furia, where two guys on Furia get hit with so much utility damage, and then all of the rest of them get tagged down about 80 damage and not die.
Look at this.
Oh my goodness. It's like one of the best guns you could have. And csgo was even lucky to get that kill, right? How low was he? Oh, he actually had some HP.
It's like watching a family of moles.
Doug Trio.
I didn't expect that from you.
Okay.
Thought you were cooler than that.
I played Pokemon Red.
Okay. Junior's gonna look to work this off inside of mid. Nobody towards window. It's connector that could be the calamity for Furia. We'll see. Art with the Tech 9. Can't quite get that scope up. Missed his first shot, and Cello capitalizes on the timing. Keeps him off the re-peak. Yuri's dig, though. What?
This is not a play. Yeah.
Kids don't do that at home.
Yep. This is not Valorant. Your aim will be messed up.
Where are the zip lines?
Maybe. Oh. Oh, sorry. Shiz gets the kill anyway. Jumps up on the other side of the palace. 3 to 4. It's not going to be easy to find a gap in this defense at this point. They've got very kind of passive, safe positions. Art will lead the way into B, but it's funny how no one else seems to even think about it.
What? Poor Art gets hit from 2 directions.
Yeah.
Never even knows quite certainly what and where they are. But hey, they've got another fight on hand. Bomb dropped. Confirmed attempt at the A site, but nice shutdown here from MIBR. Control. Control is the name of the game here in this one. Cutting off that attempt of the walk up towards B. Numbers on A succeed. Look at this kill differential coming out of Furia. I've just noted it. 18 frags for Art and 17 on all 4 of the other players.
Wait, but Junior has 17.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 18 kills for Art.
Yeah.
And then 17 on all 4 of the other.
Oh, they all have 17 each. Wow. Okay. Wow, that's tight. My goodness. I was like, oh, they're all doing that badly.
cello opens quick. Jumping right back into the action. Another fast pace because Furia, well, can't really show face with just these pistols. They're going to get chewed up and spat out like a bunch of dip. 4 rounds now. Not a massive hill to climb here from MIBR, especially with economy on the line. That last one comes for free. But the purchase back for Furia, and that's the thing with Furia. You know, you can feel like you're starting to make that comeback towards overtime happen, and then all it takes is Art to slap you across the face, shock you with a Mach 10 push or something crazy, and the game is slipped away.
I'm honestly surprised how serious it seems over on the Furia campus.
Yeah.
Just because they seem to be in full control. Things are going pretty well. And yeah, they've lost a couple of rounds, but I mean, yeah, like you said, like everybody is fragging right now. But as we can see, reason to take it seriously. Nice shot from Yell, and he keeps hold of mid control. cello continues to have impact.
cello with 2.
Interesting. There was an opening here. Who are the dead players? They should know that two others are B players. What is the idea?
Well, they've got that one smoke. Yuri trying to choose where he wants to throw it, if he wants to throw it. They opt not to. They wait a little bit longer. We're going to see that walk back from Yell towards the B site. That's the op out of the A hold. Junior creepy crawling over towards stairs.
They got the CT smoke down.
Bolts confirms it. Puts out the fire. Yuri trying to get that ambitious spam. Can boost for the staircase. That's a good challenge for exit. He may not be expecting this angle. So much time still left to play.
Yeah. What a clunky position.
Back turned. Exit finding the better of that timing. It's Junior's chance at a clutch with the AK. Gets a little bit of damage via bolts and exit, but not enough to kill either. 3 rounds still to go. MIBR very much contending for the overtime.
Not sure I like that mid-round too much, but I mean, of course, it's easy for me to say. I can see so much on the rounds. But yeah, just by the players that were killed, I felt like Junior could have taken control of the site here. I felt like a smoke and CT would have made more sense with what they have the ability to watch. And yeah, they could have molly behind it to ensure that they could get that plant. I'm pretty sure they used their one smoke top a connector. But again, they could see far less than I could. So 3 rounds to go. Furia lose. What was that a gun?
No, sir. Pistol.
It's a pistol. Art's the only
Now
gun
they've
he's
lost the
out.
gun.
Yeah.
Art goes down at the top of middle.
MIBR heat up.
Again, you know, I feel like MIBR very strong reads in terms of when to crank the dial, when to spike their tempo. This definitely being one of those rounds. cello trying to hop his way through underpass to get that first contact. Worked out well. Exit's going to be looking downwards, and these lambs led to slaughter. Double headshot to close it out. Free Deeg as a bonus, but there is so much money, of course, on MIBR and only 2 rounds left to go. This is going to be fighting versus firepower. Not so much in the favor of Furia any longer.
Yeah. I think the charm of MIBR specifically is they have so many pop-off players. since I've been casting some of these players like SHZ, jaCkz, and Cello from, you know, back on like Luminosity or Immortals, I think, even Yell from way back then. They just never found the consistency together, and they were also a lot less experienced. But they all just seem to have such incredibly high highs. So that's made things interesting.
Whoa, plays with timing. That's the explosiveness we're talking about. And we've got Vinny with a quick trade back, so it's not just the one-man army. Art, he extinguishes their fire. Now, csgo dying top middle. That turns this one back to the 3v3. Utility strong for MIBR, and Furia, they're going to take what they can get.
Yeah, they need CT control.
And they're contending for it. Using some utility to block off connector. Desperation here as they jump over.
Oh, look at the nades, though, for the CT side. This should be winning. They saw 2 cross.
3 smokes and an incendiary. Junior, first point of contact. Eventually, bolts can come into this equation. But time is of the essence. Bomb beyond the halfway point already. Bolts, he's looking to hit them as they turn their backs, and that's exactly what he'll do. Both kills coming in from Bolts with just enough time to spare, I believe. Down to a couple seconds, but MIBR, they push us the distance, and we need round 30. As they find themselves engulfed in flames, they are hot to close this second half.
Maybe afraid of the rotate from... No, actually, they took out Yell right away. That's the op and spawn. But they didn't want to get control of it into deep CT and find that kill. I think took a peek, fell back, and eventually got timing by Bolts. I believe he tucked into a corner nice and early. So, I mean, yeah, it's been a hard-fought battle, but MIBR definitely now in this game. And it feels like the mood was already very tense when Furia were doing well, and now they're starting to get upset. So, not on a good trajectory at all. And it feels like they have, in my eyes, had pretty high odds in a lot of these mid-round situations, and then almost kind of lower those chances by themselves. And they come up A-ramp again quickly, and Arc gets a lurk kill.
That's the 5v4. We've got MIBR fighting off the back foot. A 3v5 in the 30. Oh! One tap to the back, and it is Yell down for the count. It was a nice spree of rounds from MIBR. The moment Furia find 15, it's a string of 6 for their counterparts. But you can take it the distance and still trip on that final hurdle. That is what has happened, and you know how much it hurts. 16-14 for Furia on Mirage. The challengers of MIBR nearly taking us out of regulation, and instead